Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris here. As normal, hope all you guys had a very good night on that three-game slate last night. Anyway, we are looking ahead to today's slate for October 19th. We got a 9-game slate today. Unfortunately, last night for us just didn't go the way we thought it was going to go. Hassan Whiteside, he just sucked really bad. McCollum didn't really do that good. Then obviously Cameron Payne didn't do anything either. So Whiteside kind of screwed us. Should have went a different way, but I honestly didn't know that Chicago was going to keep up with Philly as much as they did. I thought it was going to be a blowout, so that's why I really didn't put any Philly guys in my lineup, but that was obviously a mistake. So came up short last night. It happens. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too good about it. Don't like those small slates. But today, looking a little bit different. We got a 9-game slate. Really looking forward to this one. A lot of really good options out there. Fanduel did boost up a lot of these guys' salary, so it's going to be a little bit harder than normal to pick some of these guys. There's not too many cheap options out there, so it's going to be hard to plug in, Anthony Davis and Giannis and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to give you my best advice that I can. As normal, we will break down each game and obviously pick some players that I like from each game. As normal, if you guys would like to sign up for NBA premium lineups, we would love to have you guys. $50 a month or $350 for the season. Season includes playoffs. Like I said, we'd love to have you guys on board. If you want to get in on that, check out our website in the comment section. Click on it, get all set up. If you have any questions or anything, as normal, check us out on our Twitter, which will be down there in the comment section as well. So, like I said, today's slate's looking not too bad. Let's go through it real quick. We got Charlotte and Orlando at 218, and then Charlotte by 2, Brooklyn and New York. We have a 218 total as well and a 3 spread. We got a Sacramento and New Orleans game at 230 total, New Orleans by 11. Cleveland, Minnesota at a 223, 8 spread for Minnesota. Boston, Toronto, a 207 and a 3 spread. Atlanta, Memphis, 211 and a 7 spread. Indiana, Milwaukee, a 217 and a 3 spread. OKC and LA got a 215 and only a 1 spread, and then Golden State and Utah 218 and a 2 spread as well. So a lot of very good competitive games out there. As you see, the most of these totals are really good. So there's gonna be some high scores out there tonight. So let's get into it. First game we have is Charlotte and Orlando. And as I mentioned, that total is a 218 and Charlotte only by 2. So opening night, I told you I like Walker. I did put him in there. I don't know why. He was like 2-3% owned in the tournament, which really shocked me. But tonight, his ownership's going to go up a little bit. And I really don't mind him. He's probably my second to third ranked point guard on the slate, so I really don't mind him. Dragic just faced Orlando a couple nights ago, and he got, 30 or 35 fancy points against him. So I'm not afraid of Orlando's defense. Yes, I know Walker's not at home. He struggles away from home, but I still think he's going to do good. I see anywhere from 43 to 45 in this one. We'll get 50 plus, I don't think, but still 43, 45. I really don't mind that at all. Moving on, you can look at Evan Fournier as a deep GPP option, but 6,000, I don't know if you really need that. Terrence Ross, he went off for 31.8 for $4,400. Let me see here. That's because he had blocks and steals. Okay, so you can't really rely on that. He really didn't do that good besides blocks and steals. So still, you can look at him, but I'm not really too into him. Batum, I don't think anyone's going to have him, but I really don't need him at 7,100. I think there's better options out there. Power forward, Aaron Gordon, I love the dude quite a bit. He should have at least 40 in this one. He's in a very good spot. Center position, Vukovic, he's an interesting one. He really sucked that first game. Not too afraid of Charlotte's defense here at that center position. I think his ownership will be extremely low, but you got to remember this dude is obviously a very good player, capable of 40-plus fantasy points. Like I said, his ownership is going to be very low tonight in a game that's going to be a very high total. So Vukovic, kind of my GPP center. Like I said, not high ownership, I don't think, tonight. There's a lot of really good centers, so I think he goes overlooked. But look for him to bounce back in this one. I really do think he will. So I really like Vukovic. I really do in a GPP. So Vukovic, Aaron Gordon. and probably Walker. Those are probably my three I'm looking at. I'm not too into some of these cheap guys. So those are three I'm looking at in that one, and then probably moving on. All right, moving on. We got New York and Brooklyn. We got a 218 total as well, and Brooklyn only by 3. So this should be a good one as well. Russell had a let down game. He only had 24 minutes. Let me go check something real quick here for you guys. I guess I can't. Never mind. Anyway, I don't know if Russell had foul trouble or not. That's what I was going to check. I'll probably check later on. You guys can check as well. But if he had foul trouble, then I'll put him in there. If they just limited his minutes, then I'm a little concerned about that. Dinwiddie obviously came in and killed it. So we'll have to see what they do here. I don't think Dinwiddie's going to get 35 again. His ownership should rise up a little bit. But if we find out that they're only going to play Russell 25 minutes or so and put in Dinwiddie for 30, shoot, why not put him in there? But I just don't see that happen, and Russell's a really good player. Then you got Trey Burke and Frank Ntilikina. Both these guys' prices skyrocketed. I don't mind them, but I don't personally care for them. I mean, you can put them in there. They're not bad options, but they don't really have high ceiling in this one. Next, you got Karis LeVert. He's going to be very popular. I love him quite a bit. And then you got Tim Hardaway. This dude shot a ton last game. You can put him in there again. I don't think he's going to get you 51. I think he can get you around 35 to 40. And like I said, in a game that's a 218 total. Brooklyn's not the craziest defense out there. So you can put him in there once again if you want. I'm not too, not too bad of an option. Then you got Crabbe. Honestly, he really screws a lot of things over here. It says he's probable, which really blows, to be completely honest with you. I really wish he wasn't going to play. Because he's going to go start, probably going to be in the starting rotation, which really hurts Joe Harris. I was going to pick Harris. He had 28.7 points in that first game without Crabbe, and without Crabbe, that's going to hurt him just a little bit. So it sucks. I really wanted to put Harris in there. If you really need to punt your shooting guard, Alonzo Tier, maybe you can put him in there. Moutier's not playing at all, so he might get you 23, 24 points, and that's okay at $3,900. This is going to be a shooting game, and that's all that Tier really does. So, like I said, he's not too bad of an option. Not really into Mario Lasagna. He's up and down. He had 26, but I just can't trust that dude. Noah Vonleh had 28, but he played very limited minutes, so can't really rely on that. And then, obviously, I love Enes Kanter and Jared Allen. Those are my two guys I really love in this one. Both of them are in very good spots. They're finally letting Jared Allen play a little bit. So I like that. I like that quite a bit. And I think he can get you a double-double here once again. So both those dudes are in play for me. And then power forward, as I said, nothing there, nothing at small forward. And LeVert and Tim Hardaway, you can definitely look at in a deep GPP. Alonzo Tier as your $3,900 guy if you need someone very cheap, which you might tonight. And then, like I said, Russell, depending on how many minutes he's going to get. Like I said, I don't know if he had foul trouble or not. And then, like I said, you can look at Burke, Dinwiddie, or Ntilikina. You can look at them, but I'm not really too interested in them too much. But always consider to look. All right, moving on. We got Atlanta and Memphis in this one. This is the lowest total on the slate, 211, and Memphis by 7. Sorry, not the lowest total. Second lowest total, right in front of Boston and Toronto. So anyway, a 7 spread. This is just going to be a poop shoot, to be honest with you. This is a weird one. I expect Mike Conley to honestly have 30, 35 in this one, have a weird game and come out kicking butt. I don't think his ownership will be anywhere. So if you want a GPP flyer, you can go Mike Conley. Some people like Kent Bazemore. That's up to you. Taurean Prince, I don't mind him. Not in the best matchup, but he should still get you 30 in this one. So you can put him in there. Also, some people don't mind DeAndre Bembry. Maybe he gets you 17 to 20 points in this one. Atlanta's really hurting with their injuries, so who knows? He might do half decent. He can shoot the ball, so he might get you 20 in this one. He's $3,600, so even at the least, if he gets you 15, 16, he'll be your lowest scored player, and you get rid of him. But at least he's going to get out there and maybe score 16, 17, maybe even 20. Who knows? Power forward, Green's going to play, so it doesn't really help Jackson out too much. Spellman, I don't think he's going to play, so I think that helps out Alex Poitrius. I have no idea how to say his name. I think it helps him out a little bit. He's still not going to start. I don't think Vince Carter's going to start, but as we know, he only goes 20 minutes. I don't mind Alex here in this one. He's not going to get you a lot. Like I said, maybe 14 or 15. Maybe he might even get you maybe 16 or 17, but as I told you, he could be your lowest drop player points-wise on FanDuel. So, just trying to get some cheap guys in there that could get you 17 to 18 just in case one of your guys gets hurt or something. So you can always, like I said, consider him. He won't have any ownership, but since Spellman's going to be out, he might play a couple more minutes. Even in that first game, he had 20 minutes, so he might play 24, 25, and, who knows. And then you got Marc Gasol. I think he should get you at least 35 in this one. Not scared of Lynn at all. Another thing about Alex there, that might help him a little bit, get more playing time with Lynn, being on the bench with foul trouble. Yes, I know he's not big like Lynn, but that's going to force Miles Plumlee in there a little bit. An interesting one. You can, like I said, consider Conley and Marc Gasol, and maybe in a one-off just in case they have a good game because they're playing a really bad defense. So they could have a really good game at really low ownership. And like I said, you can always look at this Alex guy here for maybe 15, 16, maybe sometimes 17 or 18. He doesn't have a high ceiling, but like I said, he's good for a $3,500 lowest drop guy to get in some of the big boys in there. And you can look at Prince, you can look at Bazemore, but for the most part, not really into this game. All right, moving on, we got Sac in New Orleans here. We got a 230 total in New Orleans by 11. So New Orleans, they're looking really, really good. Obviously, Houston sucked. Their defense is terrible. Davis went off for 80. Sacramento played Utah very, very well and very fast. So I personally think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. So anyway, De'Aaron Fox, he'll be popular. I love this dude. He's in a good spot. I told you last game, Rubio really sucked on defense, and Fox came through. Peyton, I'm not too afraid of his defense here. So, I could put in Fox. You can always look at Peyton. Not really a scorer, but he's kind of an all-around player. But I'd rather have Fox over Peyton in this one. Don't mind some Drew Holiday. Buddy Hield maybe gets you 25 or 26, but Holiday and Etuan Moore aren't too bad at defenders. And then you got Valencia or Bajinka, however you say it. If he starts once again like he did, he might get you 25 to 30 in this one. Power forward, I can't afford him. He's just so dang expensive. Don't expect 80. Probably expect 55, 60 in this one. So if you can afford him, put him in there. I really love Nikola Mirotic for sure. Then I don't mind Randall, but with a little bit of foot issue, they might limit him a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. And then I love Willie Cauley-Stein in this game. I love him. He's a big physical guy. I think he's 7 foot or 7'1". Should easily go up against Anthony Davis. In that first game, he had 46 fantasy points against Utah. Rudy Gobert, top 5 defensive player at the center position. So he did very well against him, played monster minutes. Hopefully he plays big minutes again because that's what was going on last year. They weren't playing him big minutes. So if they release him for 35-plus minutes, this dude is insane. So I could easily see 40 in this one if he gets 35-plus minutes. So I really love Willie Cauley-Stein in this one. So, that's a cash game. Like I said, pick as many as you can from that one. All right, moving on, Cleveland and Minnesota. We have a 223 and an 8 spread. I think this one goes overlooked. Look at that. That's a 223 total. That's nothing to laugh at there. Like I said, it's an 8 spread. I think Cleveland can keep it a little bit closer. We'll see what's going on with Minnesota. I told you I didn't want to touch Jimmy Butler, and that was kind of a wrong idea. He had 49 points, but who knows? We'll see here. He's at home here. He might get booed a little bit. Who knows? Maybe he gets support from the fans. But still, I think he's in a pretty good spot. If you can afford him, like I said, it's just such a hard night to afford some of these big dudes. I don't mind George Hill for a cheaper option. He might get you 25 to 30, but he's playing, relatively big minutes, and he's going to play a bigger role this year with no LeBron. So, really don't mind Hill. I think he goes overlooked a little bit. Moving on, Larry Nance probably not going to play, so that helps out Osman once again. This dude, he did really good, had a double-double. I really like Osman in this game. And then you can always look at Cat. He just wasn't good there that first game. Only shot 6 times, and I don't think that's going to happen here. As you see there, he fouled out 22 minutes. I do expect him to bounce back here, and I do expect his ownership to be very low. But like I said, it's a 223 total, so he could easily get you 45-50 in this one. If you want to punt the position with Gorgie Dang, you can do it. He's not going to get you 30 points. He might get you 20 to 22 points. He's not an offensive player. He might, like I said, play about 20 to 22 minutes again. So that's up to you if you just really need to punt that position. So an interesting one here. Like I said, you can look at Butler. You can look at George Hill, and I really love Osman in this one here. All right, we are moving on here to our next one. Boston and Toronto. We got a 207 in Toronto, only by 3. This one's weird. These guys faced a couple times in the playoffs. Let me see here. We got Lowry, Irving, Terry Rozier. That's up to you who you want there. A GPP guy I don't mind putting in there is Fred VanVleet if Wright is not playing. He shot 14 times in their first game there against the Cavs in 25 minutes, so they played him pretty well in that first game. So if he plays 25 minutes again, shoot, why not put him in there? Depends on DeLon Wright if he plays or not. Shooting guard, just don't care for it. You can look at Kawhi Leonard, might get you 40 to 45 in this one. You got Ibaka and Siakam. They don't look too bad, but that's up to you guys. Marcus Morris only played 20 minutes. He had 33 points, but 20 minutes is hard to really rely on 20 minutes worth of play against a slower Toronto team. And then you got Al Horford and Valanciunas. So I'm really not into this game. Like I said, you can look at Leonard and maybe look at Fred VanVleet if DeLon Wright is out. Besides that, I'm really not too into that one. Indiana and Milwaukee, this should be another good another good one. A 217 in Milwaukee by 3. Yeah, they're going to be a good one here. Bledsoe might come out for 35 or 40 at really low ownership, even though he looked trash in that first game. Shooting guard, I really don't mind Oladipo, but the only thing that sucks is Brogdon's going to be on him. I know Oladipo, he can get past that defense, but that you always have to look at that, the defensive matchups there. So I really like Middleton. He's one of those all-around players that's going to get you like 16 points, anywhere from 8 to 9 rebounds, and like 4 or 5 assists. So I really don't mind Middleton in this fast-paced game. Obviously, you got Mr. Giannis to look at in this one. He should easily get you 50 to 60 in this fast-paced game. Bojan Bogdanovic, I don't mind him. I picked him first night he played. Only had 23 points, but he was like, $4,200, so he worked out for me. And, this is going to be a game where he's going to have to shoot some three-pointers. So if you need someone really cheap at small forward, he might get you, like I said, 23 to 24, and that's all right for $4,500. And then I really, really love Sabonis tonight. Coming off the bench still, but no TJ Leaf, it looks like. So I really love Sabonis. I'm not too afraid of Milwaukee's defense, so you can definitely look at him. Another guy you can look at is Ersan Ilyasova. He came off the bench. I don't mind him. I really don't. 26.8. Going to need a spark for that second unit. He's known as a scorer, so I could see 23 to 26 in this one once again at only $4,500. So he's a pretty good option there. And then I'm really not into any of those guys there. So in this one, Sabonis, Ersan, Giannis, Middleton over Oladipo. That's the order I would prefer those two, and really not any of those guys. So should be a good one. Pick and choose who you want. If you can get Giannis, that'd be awesome. But it's hard to work him in there. I've been trying. So anyway, we're moving on. We got 2 more. OKC and the Clippers, a 215 in LA by 1. So anyway, I don't think Russell's going to play again in this one. You got Alexander. You can look at him as a cheap option. I'd probably have Fred VanVleet over Alexander, depending on if Wright plays or not, so keep that in mind. But don't mind Alexander. I like Schroeder, but the only thing that sucks here, he's probably going to have either Bradley or Beverly on him. Really good defenders, but if you remember in that first game, he had Klay Thompson on him for the most part. another pretty good defender, and he still had 48.6. So, yeah, I really don't mind Schroeder. Like I said, not the best matchup for him, but as I told you, there's a lot of usage to be going around without Westbrook, so he can easily get you 35, 40 in this one once again. I think he's in, once again, a pretty good spot. Paul George, I like him. If you can't get Giannis or KD, yeah, Paul George is in a very good spot in this one. Power forward, I really like some Tobias Harris. Draymond Green had, 15 or 16 rebounds at that power forward position. So, yeah, I really don't mind Tobias Harris in this one. He had even had 10 rebounds. So, and this is a team that's not the greatest rebounding team, so Harris might pick up a couple extra. He played 40 minutes. This dude's going to play monster minutes. I love Harris, one of my favorite options on the slate. You can always look at Harrell. I don't know if you need him for $4,600 though. And then you got Steven Adams. We saw what he did that first game. So I really, really don't mind some Steven Adams, 40.2. He's looking pretty good. I think his usage is going to pick up as we saw with no Russell Westbrook. So I really like him. And if you want to punt the position, Boban Marjanovic, dude's only going to play 14, 15 minutes, but he is a usage monster when he's out there. 25.6 his first game. I really don't mind him. Like I said, you can go get a $3,500 guy and go get Boban for $4,000 and really save some salary right there. Boban, probably at minimum, going to get you 20 points. So you're really not worried about him dropping the lowest score. So I really don't mind him and Steven Adams. Those two. I love Tobias Harris. Really like George. And then you can look at Dennis Schroeder. So this should be a good one. I like quite a bit of people in this game. Like I said, 215. I think it's a little low, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then Utah and Golden State, 218 and Golden State by 2. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here. I really like Curry. Rubio, as we mentioned, Fox annihilated Rubio. He's not a good defender, so I really don't mind him. Another GPP option is Dante Exum. You might want to put him in there. He might get you 20 to 24 points. Shooting guard, not really into those guys. Kevin Durant, like I said, if you can't get Giannis, I really don't mind some KD. In a GPP, I really don't mind some Jingling Joe here. That's what they call him, Joe Ingles. Yes, I know he doesn't have the best matchup against Kevin Durant, but this dude's going to shoot, and it's going to be a faster-paced game than Utah's used to. We saw Sacramento, they picked up the pace, and we saw he had to shoot it quite a bit. And, he's kind of a half-decent defensive player as well. He'd get a couple steals in there. So I don't think he's going to get 39, but he can get you anywhere from 30 to 35 at really low ownership. I don't think a lot of people are going to have him. I don't mind him. I really don't. Yes, I know he's going up against KD, but, as we know, Golden State loves to shoot the ball quite a bit. Three-pointers, loves to play up pace. Joe Ingles, he's a three-point shooter, and they're going to need him in this game, so I really don't mind him. And then that's really it and out of those guys there. So I'll do what I did the other day, give you my core, not my core 5, but, the 5 that I'm looking at here. Probably about 3 or 4 are going to be my core players. So I really love Curry. I really, really do. Let's go over here to shooting guard. I really love Karis LeVert. I think he's in a pretty good spot. Small forward. You can drop down to Osman. Try and give you a couple cheaper guys. And like I said, this isn't a core player, but this is just to help you guys get some salary relief in there. Just punt with him. I think he's a half-decent spot. Cheap power forwards kind of suck tonight, so I think that's where you can go. And then that center position, I mean, it's just there's a lot of people. Enes Kanter, Willie Cauley, Adams, Jared Allen. And then, like I said, you can go down to Boban if you want to. So I'll just put in Willie Cauley for that one. So as you see, you got $6,400. You can probably punt another position. I mentioned quite a bit of cheap point guard, so then that gets you maybe $6,800, $6,900, and then maybe go get a couple more big guys. Maybe go get Paul George or something like that. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, they up the prices on a lot of these dudes, so it's going to make it a little harder, but it's not looking too bad at all here tonight. So as normal, would love to have you guys on the board. $50 a month, $350 for the entire season, including playoffs. yeah, if you want to get in, check out our website and the comment section. Also, if you have any questions or anything like that, hit us up in our Twitter as well. That will be down in the comment section. So as normal, leave a like if you guys like the video and it helps you out. Like I said, all the likes and everything like that is really helping us out. I do appreciate all the likes and feedback you guys are giving me. Like I said, it really does help out. So yeah, that is it. Hopefully this information helped you out. There's a lot of really good picks that I mentioned. It's going to be hard, like I said, to fit in some of these stars in there. So you got to find one or two scrubs to put in your lineup. So that is it. Hopefully you guys win some money tonight. And yeah, have good luck, and we'll see you guys a little bit later.